Hello, friends. This is Dr. Serrano, your friendly nephrologist and vascular interventionist, talking to you about diet and losing weight. This is a continuation of a previous video where I stated that getting to a smaller size would benefit you in many ways, including a better quality of life and a longer lifespan. We did mention in the previous video the different ways to do it, whether you use diet, exercise, or medication. Here I'd like to just focus on the diet portion and get a little bit more specific. So what I was talking about previously is that it didn't matter how you dieted, how you lost weight, as long as you got to a smaller size. So that if you were eating 3 times a day with certain portions, you would cut those portions in half, not worrying about what type of food you're eating, and just eating the same stuff that you always eat. And in that fashion, just cutting your calories. So if you're eating 3,000 calories, you'd be eating 1,500 calories. And you would see over a certain period of time, you would lose a certain amount of weight. And not to make it complicated, the old KISS theory, which is keep it simple, you would get to a certain level, to a certain stage in your weight. So once you got to that stage and you lost a certain amount of pounds, you're not going to lose any more, being that you don't change any other parameters, you exercise any differently, or you take medications. You won't lose any more weight if you cut that in half. So you can't keep cutting your food in half, obviously, because you're going to starve, and that's actually also misleading, because you won't starve, and I'll tell you how you do that. But mentioning that leads me perfectly to sort of how to do the next step. Once you get to that lesser weight with half the calories, what you need to do is start picking your foods out. But before that, what you should do is to try to utilize the different hormones and factors in your body to benefit your health, your heart health, your kidney health, and every way you look at it. There are hormones that you can utilize in a very tricky way, but in a very simple way as well. And I'll explain how that works in just a second. So if you're eating those 1,500 calories now, cutting back down from 3,000 to 1,500 over a 24-hour period, and breaking that up into 3 meals, I would say that you just eat once a day. So not everybody can do that. There are people that have diabetes, there are people that have other diseases that really cannot do that because of fluctuations of blood sugar and different factors, blood pressure. They aren't used to the diet yet, but there are certain conditions where you cannot just eat once a day. But for most people, you can do that, and you can do that very easily, and we know that the term for that is intermittent fasting, where you can utilize all of the calories, or ingest all of the calories, not utilize, but ingest all of your calories in one sitting. If you do that, you will get more benefit from your diet than if you break that up into 2 or 3 meals. Why? Because there are factors in the blood, like insulin growth factor 1, IGF-1, that will be secreted at a lesser extent throughout the day and will help you benefit more from this process of dieting. I will get to how we do that in a future video, and we will revisit this point at a later date.